G'day folks, welcome to the show. On tonight's episode I've been challenged again, this time by Harley Throttle Juice, Roger and Rochelle. So the challenge tonight is 5 things that people don't know about me. Let's roll the intro and have a look and see what those 5 things are. Let's go! Ding! Number 1. I guess not something that I've spoken much about. In my youth I used to play a lot of Aussie rules football. Played all through school years. Played a bit of country football as a student. Then played some amateur footy. And then had a crack at the big league here in Tassie, the TFL. And was a ruckman for the reserve side there up at South Launceston Bulldogs. A bit of a goal sneak too, occasionally. Never ever managed to get a run in the one. I was just a fill-in player, but that's alright. Somebody's got to fill them spots. I enjoyed my footy and the social life. Those of you that do know me, the social life that come along with that. I've made lifelong friends. Those guys that I used to knock about with during my youth and football days. Thing number 2. I used to do a lot of scuba diving. Me and my eldest brother John had freezers full of crayfish in abalone. Spent a lot of time diving up on the northeast area of Musserow Bay, Edison Point. Really enjoyed that. And had to give that up. That'll make sense at another point. The temperate water diving in Tassie, magnificent, especially in the winter. Yes, it was cold, but there was no plankton in the ocean, and visibility for days was magnificent. Loved it. Thing number 2. I was a tournament angler. I used to fish, competition fish. Did that for a few years and enjoyed that thoroughly as a non-boater and a boater. I guess to explain, that's the best way to learn, is to go in as a non-boater and you get put on with somebody that's got a boat and some pretty good fishing skills, and they can teach you. Oh well, they're not there to teach you, but if you're willing to look and listen, they will teach you stuff. And I learnt heaps, and then I went on to become a boater with my own boat, and did the same for others, and actually got to fish with some very good non-boaters that come from interstate. And fished in Tassie, but didn't bring their boats because of the ridiculous costs to get over Bass Strait Motor, and managed to qualify for the Australian Championships in both of those fields. But never actually was able to go and compete due to work commitments back in the day. But good fun, love me fishing, met lots and lots of people. Still know and follow a lot of them now because fishing never me, as you've seen from my videos. I never get to do it as often as I'd like to. That goes for riding this, fishing. There's plenty of things that I just don't have enough time to do as much as I'd like to, but you know, is what it is. Thing number 3. I've lived 2 lives. Still hard to talk about. Just give me a minute. Okay. Years ago, I had a pulmonary embolism. Those that don't know, that is a blood clot in the sinus duct of your brain. And I was at work. Luckily, I was at work when I had my seizure, and my work team revived me, brought me back to life, and I'm here today living the second of my 2 lives, and bloody well making the most of it, I'd say. Those that see what I get up to. So I can't thank them people enough for what they were able to do for me, bring me back to life on that desperate day, the 18th of November, years ago. Thing number 4. I'm a fitter and machinist by trade. My father was a motor mechanic, owned his own service station and workshop, so kind of grew up in the mechanical space, and did my apprenticeship at the local wool mill at Coast Painters here in Launceston. 6 years there. I'm putting people, standing people down. As technology took over, they just didn't need the amount of staff, so I left there, and then I worked in a machine shop for 11 years, rebuilding engines from lawnmowers to prime movers to ships. Rebuilt the cylinder heads on the Aurora Australis. Engines that were used to race at Simmons Plains when they'd come to Tassie to race. Things would break down and needed machining. Met the likes of Dick Johnson. I think Peter Brock at the time had that many engines to just do an engine rebuild. You just had to deal with fixing stuff as it broke in the early days of the Dick Johnson racing team. Well, that was all pretty exciting. So after 11 years I got jack of that, and went and worked at a MDF mill, maintenance down there, manufacturing plant, made the medium density fibreboard. Had a massive fire in there, burnt the press, and they closed the building down, and then I was lucky enough to actually pull out the MDF plant and build the sawmill that is there now as a safety officer. And that was the beginning of the career that I have now, which I won't be sharing on this platform for work and personal reasons. My 2 nominations. BS Chick. Tell us 5 things that we don't know about you. Spencer from Anxiety Wizard. Tell us 5 things that we don't know about you, buddy. Looking forward to watching both of those. So thanks very much for joining us tonight. Please hit the thumbs up, leave a comment. If you're not yet subscribed and you like what's going on, please subscribe. It's free, costs you nothing but 2 seconds to hit the subscription button and hit the bell icon so that you get notifications when I download. So thanks again, Roger and Michelle, for the nomination. Now you know a little bit more about me. Being number 5. You have been warned. So here's what I look like without a beard. Time for a beer. Let's go.